Hello and welcome to Inside the Recording Studios. This is Friday Finds number 18, as it is its own little entity that's eventually going away in a few more weeks, where we will just incorporate it right into the podcast broadcast that we do. I am Jody Whitesides. With me is Mr. Chris Hellstrom. And as always, we're going to kick it off with Chris talking about what he's discovered for you this week.
I feel so special that I always have to go first.
You get to go first because I do the big hello thing.
There you go. So now it's my turn.
That's right.
I discovered a company called Audio Obsession this week.
You're my obsession. Is that how that song goes? Yes, I think it is.
Yeah. Didn't we do a cover of that?
I think we did.
Yeah. But Audio Obsession, or Analog Obsession, rather, is, from what I understand, one person.
Good for him. So it's kind of like, who?
His or her name, I don't know. Tunca, Tunca.
Well, that's an
That's
interesting
what it said on
name.
the site. Right. So let's call this a person, because I'm not sure. But
Okay.
by the looks of it and what I tried out, some pretty cool stuff. The way this person is doing their plugins is obviously heavily based on emulation of analog equipment, but not necessarily on a certain type of equipment. This is this 1176. This is this. So some pretty cool stuff. If you like distortion, like I do.
Yes, you do.
There's some pretty cool offerings right there. From what I understand, it's all Patreon based. So if you really like their stuff, go ahead and be a supporter. But I discovered one of their plugins that I tried out, and it's called FET Snap.
FET Snap.
That's right. And it's essentially a transient designer.
Okay,
or
kind of like the
transient
SPL?
enhancer. Sort of.
Or
But
the spiff.
what this does is it can work at different ends of the frequency spectrum. So if you want more snap in the low end, you can get that. If you want more snap in the high end, you can get that.
So when you say snap, what exactly is this? I mean, you're talking the very front end? I'm kind of confused.
We're talking about the transient. It enhances the transients.
Okay, but you can enhance certain portions of the transient in terms of the frequency.
Yes.
You know, I got to dive into spiff. I wonder if that's what spiff does as well.
But this was really, really cool. You can obviously adjust how much of this initial transient you want.
Sure.
And like I said, what end of the frequency spectrum is easier to do on this plugin than it was for me to say that. But I tried this on synth bass.
Okay.
And I can see myself using this a lot when you want something to have like a little bit more punch.
So how much are you planning on donating to Tunca?
We'll see. We'll see. It depends on the plans that are there.
Okay.
But simple controls, 4 controls. It looks a lot like an 1176. Excuse me, as I knock my microphone here.
An 1170. Wait. What?
Yeah, it looks
transient
the layout.
designer. Laid out like an 1176.
Yeah, it's laid out like it, but
okay.
It's simple. Yeah, you set up what tonal end of the spectrum that you want, how much of that extra snap that you want. There's a mix knob, and there's always an output so that you could adjust the end result or the level of it. But it was a really, really cool plugin, and I thought it was something that was quite different. And it's one of those things like off the beaten path a little bit. So I thought this is going to be my Friday find for this week. So FET Snap by Analog Obsession gets a thumbs up from me.
Snap. You got
Absolutely.
I think they're like little video, or for if they're like an advertise for selling it, should be like FET Snap. Anyway.
Well, maybe I shall hook you guys up, and you can you can lay that out for them. And I'm sure. Oh wow! Why didn't I think of that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, marketing brilliance right there.
Right. There's a bunch of other plugins on the side as well. But what do you got for us, Jody? What do you got this week?
I'm calling an audible because I think I told you the other night that I was going to pull out something that comes, I think, as part of a bundle in a major company's arsenal. Instead, as of a couple of days ago, another major company just released an update for their software, and that is Luna has been updated.
Ooh, I know
this past
week.
week.
You'd be happy about that.
Yes, I'm not fully fledged, like dove completely entirely into it yet, but they added a new extension, and the extensions in Luna allow you to use certain plugins of theirs without the actual UAD DSP being used. You still have to have it as the dongle, so to speak, to run Luna, but it offloads that particular plugin to the CPU of your computer and not through the DSP of the Apollo system. So that particular one is the ATR tape machine, which completes their entire tape lineup now. So you have, originally it came, Luna came with the Studer A800, and it also came with their Oxide tape, which is their low-end tape modeling that isn't of any specific machine. And now they have got their high-end ATR machine that is geared more towards your master bus and mastering tape solutions, but you can put it anywhere you want on any channel strip as you see fit.
So the beauty of plugins.
That's the beauty of plugins. Right? Yes, the beauty of plugins. You can put that shit everywhere. So you can now run the ATR tape machine on everything.
Cool.
So I tend to use that particular plugin only for mastering, but some people tend to really love it for their individual channel strips. I am not that person. However, I could try it out now on every channel strip as I see fit if I really wanted to, although I prefer the Studer for that. So this week's update is more for your mixing and mastering pleasure, in Luna, if you have the Apollo system.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's not quite as cool as FET. Snap. But sorry, just had to be done. Yep. So there we go.
Go out on that.
We're going to go out on that. We're going out on that FET snap. So we will see you next week, and in a couple of hours. Well, actually, we'll see you in a couple of hours. Then we'll see you next week if you're a constant listener on Friday Finds. So have a good one.